Is this it? Is this all there is to life? And I'm looking at that, I'm going, you know, Matt, most people would say you pretty much have captured the American dream. You pretty much have it. And yet there's this nagging sense of there's got to be something more substantial, more fulfilling, more, whatever the case may be. And that something more is inevitably the very things that God sent them in the world to do. Because even if we're not aware of the list, somehow it's written into our spiritual DNA, and until that gets satisfied and fleshed out, we always feel like this, yeah, my life's not meaning much. It's fascinating that on one occasion, a person we call the rich young ruler came to Jesus. And here was a guy who was young, and so he had all his youthful vitality and energy. And he was rich, so he had absolutely no financial worries in the world. And he was a ruler, so he had political power, clout, and might. He would have been amongst the social elite. And yet his question was this: Teacher, I have done everything I know how to do, but in effect he said, what else do I have to do to inherit eternal life? Here's how we translate it today. There's something more to life. Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? See, obedience is more than what you're living for. It's what you're living like. And here's the second insight about obedience I want to share with you. And get ready, we're going to fly. A life of obedience is filled by humility. A life of obedience is fueled by humility. Talk about a misunderstood concept. It's humility. But get this. What if I were to tell you that humility is the key to a life of power, impact, and substance in our world? What if I told you that it was only by unleashing the power of humility that you and I could realize everything we were meant by God to be? If you knew that, if you believed that, if you had an inkling that was true, would you want to know what humility really was and how you could be a humble person? Because it's probably far different than you're possibly envisioning in your heart right now. It is so different. And it would take me so long to explain that I'm making an executive decision. I'm ending the message right now. Because that makes most of you happy to start with. And I think we'll do this. Let's pick it up here next week. And let's talk about this power, this liberating force, this destiny-defining trait known as humility, and why, when we properly understand it, we can live securely, freely, and powerfully as we move our way through this world. So that's the agenda for next week. And yes, Trish, I know I just screwed up the entire preaching calendar. I apologize. But that's where we're going to go. For now, let's anchor on this thought. It's the obedient life that leads to no regrets. And obedience, more than anything else, is what we live for. Not so much what we live like. So are you living for the things God sent you here to do? Lord, I know that every one of us wants to live in no regrets life. We really do. We want to actually cram all the life we can in these few short years we have. We want it to matter. We want it to be fulfilling. We want it to count. We don't want to leave having regrets. Oh, I should have done this. I should have said that. So, Lord, I pray you will help us to live a life of obedience. To live for those things that you sent us here to do. Help us to work that out in our minds and lives today and each day this week, I ask. In Jesus' name. Amen. Hey, we appreciate so much you being here with us today. Hope you have an awesome day.